What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Raw Sessions with Shamara and Courtney. And we have our special guest back with us today, Jock. What's going on, Jock?
I'm good. It feels good to be back. I'm happy to be back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we are definitely happy to have you on this episode with us. We're going to talk about entanglements. That has been the new word of 2020, entanglements.
Yeah.
So as everybody should know, August Alsina and Jada Pickett Smith had what they called an entanglement. So, Jock, you want to give the people background on what happened?
What she called an entanglement.
Well, he made a song called Entanglement, so I guess he calling it the same thing.
It's music. It's the industry. He's going to cap off it. It's a trending, so he's going to get his money off of it. Might as well. So with his interview, obviously he came out first. You know, he was with what's her name? Martinez. It's a Power thing. Power 106 or something like that. But he gave his interview basically saying that Will Smith had gave his blessing on the situation, saying that, you know, like, it's Hollywood, that they have an open relationship situation. You know, they hit a little point where they needed something new. They needed something to spice it up. But during that time, August had basically said that he had fell in love with Jada because Jada was nurturing him in ways that he hasn't been nurtured. I know, like, growing up, he had mom issues. But Jada and her connections, because, you know, he had, like, his disease situation. He was going blind and whatever. She was able to help him and nurture him. And then the fact that the kids also, like, they met in, like, 2015 with Jaden and Willow. So that whole situation had added to it. So now you attach to a woman and her kids. So
build a family.
Exactly. You know, one thing leads to another. And also the fact that Jada was also hurt. And on her situation, you can see it in Will's face. You know, she tried to use some big words on some T.I. level. She was saying, I had an entanglement with August. So Will was like, an entanglement, Jada. She's like, yes, an entanglement. And she's like, a relationship. You had a whole relationship with August. But the thing that I want to know is what had Will so done with Jada? Because he said it, I was done with you. I was done with your ass.
Yeah.
So what had Will so done with Jada that led to her wanting to feel good again?
So they really don't talk about it at the with the red table talk. They don't really get into it, but I felt like it was something dealing with her personal, because he kept saying that your issues, and she was saying about how she needed to build on herself, and she was talking about stuff that was internal. So maybe, you know, sometimes as women, when we have past and residual issues, sometimes it comes up later on in a relationship, and they did get together young. So they may have just had those growing pains. Regardless of how old you are, you still have those growing pains when it comes to relationships. And I think she might have been taking him through something emotionally.
Or it could have been something that she wasn't okay with, that she's forced herself to deal with for so long. Because if you guys know, Will Smith was married before Jada. He has a whole nother son. Now, Jada allows Will, his ex-wife, and the oldest son, I think his name is Tony, to go on a vacation for 2 weeks every year.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. She wants her eyes, like, I want him to see that everything's okay, that Tony and, you know, his mom and Will can still be a family, everything can still be cool, like they're one big family.
Yeah, and they do things together though as a whole, not just like.
And Jada be saying
their family.
Yeah, they do things together.
Yeah, they're cool. Like her and the girl, they're cool. I mean, I can't say that maybe something on the side ain't happened between them to transpire, you know, to get to that point. I think they did. She actually did talk about some things in an article a while back about how it took them a little drama to get to that point where she can talk to his other baby mama and well, you know, for them to get to that kind of stage in their relationship.
Oh yeah, she did say that a while back. She did.
They talked about it.
She also talks about how she gets turned on watching Will have sex scenes with other women in his movies and everything like that. There's footage of it. She talks about it. She's like, I like seeing Will talk to other women, and like his sex scenes of making out with women or like bedroom play in his movies turns her on. I'm
trying to remember what sex scenes did he ever do. He only like kissed some females, but I don't ever remember Will Smith doing any sex scenes.
What's that movie, like Hitch?
He didn't do a sex
or
scene.
Hancock or.
I never seen Hancock.
I think Hancock, they were a little aggressive. Him and
Him and Shorty, but that's when they was in the trailer.
But it wasn't like you talking about like 365, no,
full on. I'm not
scene, like he, deep in it or whatever. And I also thinking 7 pounds. Didn't they have one?
Well, maybe the movies that I haven't seen, he's done those type of scenes.
Not raunchy. He's never been one to do anything too, over the top. But
yeah,
I mean, I get it. Some people, different things turn, different strokes for different folks. Okay. Everybody ain't on that same level. Some people, their jealousy kind of, takes over. Mm-hmm. But whatever works for you.
So what do you guys think about her calling it an entanglement?
She played the game. She played him. Because his interview came out first, right? And honestly, there's no telling how long that they had, or if they even had an open relationship, how long it's been. They could have had people, because there's people all the time who have a relationship, but the people have to sign, saying disclosures and whatever. There's no telling, but he was like, yo, his side, I fell in love with her. I'm hurt. Like, I loved her. It is like, open relationship. He caught feelings.
Did he say he was hurt?
Yes, he hurt.
But she also discussed and said that it ended a long time ago.
Yes.
That they haven't spoken since. So
she
why?
Blocked
and he
him.
decided to walk away though.
Now.
Because I think it probably boiled down to, this is not going to be a forever thing. I'm going back to my husband. And he was probably like, all right, now I see this is what it is. He probably felt salty about it in the end. And all right, well, in order for me to get over you, because I fell in love with you, I need to cut off all communication.
Okay.
He wanted closure, but she blocked him. That's what she said. She blocked him, and she's like, you know what it is? I have a husband and kids.
Exactly. So you knew your position going into it. That's why I said he did not know how to play his position. You were the side piece.
Exactly.
You were never supposed to catch feelings. And I blame her. Like I said, you can only be with somebody 3 times. That's it. Bam, bam, bam. That's it. Because they catch feelings. And then this kind of drama ensues. But he knew when he talked to Will, like, yo, it ain't none of that popping off. And Will said he did not give his blessing. So he need to get it straight. Yeah, he was okay with it because of what they were going through. And she was like, okay, maybe bringing around my kids. I need to let my husband know where we stand. But she wasn't falling in love with him. And I feel like he was messy and he made, pardon my French, he made a bitch move. Because it shouldn't have came out that way.
I think Will did give his blessing, but it wasn't in so many words. You can get someone's blessing like, hey, you mind if me and your girlfriend go out to the mall and we go shop with her, blah blah. Yeah, that's cool. Here's a number.
Yeah,
that's giving a blessing, hands down. Okay. So I can see it now. The conversation went like this. Yeah, so I'm thinking about going down to Montego Bay. I'm thinking about going down to Aruba. You think Jada will want to go? You think the kids will want to go with her? Blah blah. Oh yeah, they probably will want to go. Yeah. Won't you hit up Jada and see what she think? Yeah, she might want to go with her. Blah blah. That's giving a goddamn blessing.
No, that's not giving a blessing.
That is giving a blessing.
It depends on how you take it. Like they say, perception. Okay, how you look at it. So me, when you saying giving a blessing, yeah, you can go ahead and out there and bang my wife. Like that's okay. Hey, give you a blessing. I bless you. This you can do that.
What man is gonna say yes to his wife going on this? Okay, we talking about the hypothetical scenario that we just talked about. What man is gonna give permission for his wife to go on vacation with a single dude and maybe his kids are gonna go?
And like she said, he cannot give a blessing. The only person that can give a blessing is herself.
Yeah, she put it on.
She is the one. She makes the decisions of her own. I don't think it was a blessing like that.
It was both her. I don't think Will was giving her the love that she wanted, and it just so happened that she was able to nurture with August, and August was hurt, so it was something that she was able to latch on to, and one thing led to another.
And he had a hero complex.
I don't think Will did anything, because you can see in the video he was hurt. He didn't want to be there.
No, he did some shit. It's just, nah, heifer, you gonna sign this NDA before we do whatever we need to do, and let that be that.
Yes, that's how it should be in Hollywood.
And we playing this game. You know what it is going into it. You know, hey, this is my marriage. This is what it is. This is who I'm with. This is I'm going to spend forever with. Like they said, bad marriage for life. They do their things and it stays behind closed doors. Nobody is a little salty and got to bring it to light. No, he should have never caught feelings. And maybe they shouldn't have dealt with each other as long as they did. And when she saw he was catching feelings, she was like, all right, I'm going to cut it off because it's getting to be too much.
I think she still got feelings for him, calling him Og. Yeah, Og. Why are you still calling him by his nickname? Like, his name is August Alsina.
Because they had a relationship.
Yeah, but so I think they both caught feelings for each other, honestly. And I don't think he's coming from a place like, oh, I want to get back at her. He's being asked a question. He's like, you know what? I want to get this off my chest. I'm going to let y'all know what happened, and y'all can either agree with it or not.
I'm with you.
I don't blame him. I don't blame her. It's something that happened. It is what it is.
I still feel like that was their business. He didn't have to confirm. He didn't have to do none of that. You don't owe the public no answer for nothing.
Like, but you know why he did it.
Why? Because he was salty.
When's the last time he was relevant?
Exactly. And now look at it.
When he dropped I Love This, or when he dropped that song Porn Star, was he talking about Jada?
He might have been. I mean, I done seen Jada in some movies, like.
But that's what I'm getting at. Because if you look at the rotation with the music industry and celebrities, they start becoming relevant.
Have a scandal
or something. But that's because he just dropped the album. You know what I'm saying? Probably wasn't getting no play, so he did the little interview and was like, you know what? Yeah, I've been messing around with Jada.
And now we got entanglements.
Yep.
Yes.
Now he
didn't even know that existed until she said it.
Yeah, but it was like they said, it was an entanglement. So
I think it was a relationship. Fuck that entanglement word. It was a relationship. And they was probably together for years. Like, I want to say at least 2 to 3 years they was hanging out and
3
together.
Or 4.
Yeah, because he went ghost for a long time.
Yes.
And he was working on his health and she was helping him. But either way, she still was married. So why you catch feelings over somebody that's married? Everybody know when you go into a situation and you dealing with somebody that's married, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to leave their spouse for you. You just something to do for right now.
You're feeling a void.
Exactly. That's what she needed. She needed somebody to fill that void, and he filled that void.
I don't think he was expecting that, though, to be honest. Like, I want you to leave him for me. I wonder what their age difference is.
I really think that he had some serious feelings for her, and that was the expectation that, hey, we're in this for this long period of time, and I done caught feelings. I feel like you caught feelings. Like, we could really have something.
He's 27.
Oh, and she's what, 48?
Damn, is she?
Who, girl?
She's 48.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, Jada, come through.
And she from Baltimore.
No, so what that mean?
She a roller. She a roller.
You tried it. Y'all only know she rolled with one person, so she is not a roller. Okay, she's not a roller.
Well, clearly she ain't rolling with just one person.
Well, she used to. You know what I'm saying? She used to.
I mean, they do. Ooh. They do what they do.
Okay, August is a Virgo, so. I didn't even know that.
I don't know nothing about no Virgos.
I do, because
at the end of the day, I don't blame him. I don't blame her. Like, it is what it is at this point. But I don't think it was an entanglement. Like, I was in an entanglement. Like, why are you trying to downgrade it to something that it wasn't? It was a fucking relationship. Just leave it at that.
And like,
you were separated at the time.
She played it. She played him. She played the game. She played him.
Regardless of what it was, like, okay, they have an open relationship, but you're not supposed to be catching feelings. So now when you say we was in a relationship, now that leaves it to question from her husband and her kids, like, what really was going on. And especially from her husband. Like, for me, even when we in an open relationship, you supposed to be doing what you do and coming home, and your heart stays here with me. Your body, go do what you do. You know, no emotional attachments to that degree. But I'm questioning now, were you telling him you love him? Like, that's something that's only supposed to be reserved for me.
She said, I still got love for him.
That don't mean you telling you I love you. Saying I love you and having love for somebody is two different things.
Facts.
Yeah, you're right. But you can still, she could say I love you and not really love him.
It's the way the way he thinks.
Oh,
sometimes people say I love you and they just have love for somebody versus they saying I love you and them saying I'm in love with you.
I think she's not telling the whole truth, to be honest with you.
And I don't think we need that. That's not our business. I feel like what you had between August, Jada, and Will is between August, Jada, and Will. That we don't need to know the intimate details. And like you said, Jacques, I feel like he did it because, hey, you're not relevant anymore. Now this is going to make you relevant. Now everybody's talking about it, you trending, whatever. Yeah. Whether it's negative or positive, everybody's talking about it. But I feel like you took somebody else down in the process.
So should he be getting backlash and getting judged for this? I
Yes.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't judge nobody. I'm sorry.
I'm with you, but I don't.
Because I got skeletons in my closet just like everybody else. So he got
But
skeletons in his closet.
was-
He airing them out. I'm not gonna judge
It's
him for
not-
airing it out though.
It wasn't the right move. Like she said, excuse her friend, like it was a bitch move. You shouldn't have just came out like that, like on the interview. Like that's something that should have been handled at that level between them. Because obviously, there's no telling how long they've had an open relationship. They could have been having an open relationship for 20 plus years.
Yeah, they've been together 25 years.
Yeah.
We've known I know at least 8 of those years that they have been in an open marriage, that they do what they do. And they still come together and they have that love for each other.
No judgment.
So I'm just saying, I just feel like that was something that was private. Because at the end of the day, you don't want nobody going out there spilling all your dirty laundry. Even if he wanted to discuss it, like I said, he could have left it, this person. I had this situation, this relationship. He didn't have to name names. Now that leaves it open for now. I got to explain to my kids. They questioning, people looking at them funny. They looking at my husband funny. Like, you left it open to make it messy for everybody. But that's because you want to clear your name. Now you involved all these other people.
But I think Jada made it worse by calling it an entanglement.
Yes.
That's the whole reason why we're talking about it. I think when she came out and denied it, then you come back and do a red table talk and actually admit that you had what you had with him. It's like, all right, you added fuel to the fire, because listening to his interview with Angela Yee, he didn't really go into detail and talk about what they had. All he said was he gave his all to that relationship, and who knows what his all is. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't really go into detail.
His
I
all
promise
is
you
him.
he didn't.
He's single. He's solo. She's married with children.
She can't give her all.
She can't give her all.
He wasn't expecting. He didn't say he was expecting her all from her.
But he never said he wasn't either. He never said what he was expecting. But when you hear somebody say, I'm giving you my all, that means you expect the same in return.
But he wasn't coming off like that. All he said was I put my all into that relationship, but he wasn't saying it from a salty point of view. Like, I didn't get that from him. Like, damn, she fucked my head up or anything like that. It wasn't like that. He was just like, I had a relationship with her. I gave my all into it. I learned so much from that relationship. Like, I truly, truly loved her, and it is what it is. And then here come Jada.
No,
oh no, we never had a relationship with her, blah blah blah. And then a week later, we had an entanglement. I always have love for all. Like, all right, Jada, first of all, which one is it?
He's hurt. Look at how she brought her connections to take care of him and what he was going through. He's hurt. He got a test. The only reason that she was even met him was because of Jaden. Because Jaden was at a concert, and Jaden was like, "Yo, like I like August. This is August. I like his music, blah blah blah. Like, Jaden makes music, and that's what it was. Next thing you know, they started hanging out. Jada was like, "Oh, like you're going through something. We have a connection that could probably help you diagnose the problem or like get you the help you need." And boom, that's why I would have popped off. Because he was getting loved in a way he hasn't gotten loved.
Right, and then,
from a mother figure.
And of course, she's an older woman, so it's like, and then
cougar.
I want to say she's not a cougar though.
Cougar.
But I want to say those women, the women from that generation, like the men now, or like the guys in their 20s or the ones that's coming up, they are not experiencing that love, how love was back in the day. Like, all the
is that what like J. Cole said? That real love, the dark skin and Viv love, that Jada and that Will love. I don't want that Jada and that Will love now.
Why you don't? At the end of the day, they're gonna stick together. At the end of the day, they ride or die. Nothing is gonna come apart. Like he said, he feel like he that wife that's standing by her husband, and like the Monica Lewinsky situation. Hillary stood by Bill, and he said he is going to stand by her, regardless of what comes out. He's going to stand by her, and that type of relationship is not what we have now. People give up at the drop of a dime. Soon as something don't go their way, they giving up. Soon as shit get tough, they throwing in the towel. Somebody gets sick, I can't deal with this. But she showed him something different.
But is it a marriage though? When you've gone out and is it a marriage in God's eyes or by God's eyes? Is it a marriage?
You know what? I'm not gonna get into that, because then if you look at that, different. People who defines that? Who defines what happens in God's eyes? Because you got people out here saying that my marriage is not a marriage in God's eyes.
Well, it says, one of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not commit adultery. They committed adultery in their marriage. So
who are you to define what works for one person? Though?
You can't.
I'm not saying you personally. I'm just saying who in general, how that works for someone. You're saying adultery. How do we define adultery? Is that just having sex outside of your marriage? Because if they're saying if somebody has a threesome, that's adultery.
Or you fantasize about another woman.
That's adultery. Like adultery. You can't sit here.
Porn.
What I'm saying is,
got her.
what I'm saying is my definition of marriage. That's not what Jada and Will have. Like, okay, you guys are legally married, but do you guys have a real marriage? No, you don't, because you guys separated. You went in your separate corners. She did her, you did you, and then you guys decided to come back and work on your marriage and decided to stay together. But if you're involving other people, like you got separated and went and did your own thing, to me that's not marriage. Mm-hmm. And again, thou shalt not commit adultery. We all know what adultery means. Adultery means stepping outside of your marriage, cheating on your husband or cheating on your wife, and they committed that. So to me, they don't have a real marriage. Now, I do think that they have the best marriage out of everyone out here. I will say that because, like you said, no matter what, they have stuck by each other through thick and thin. The vows say for better or worse, for rich or for poor, for sickness and in health, and that's exactly what they're doing. So they are abiding by their vows.
Now, you said cheating. If they know about it, your spouse knows about it, and they give you the okay, is that cheating? Because they know.
Well, everybody has their has their definitions of cheating. Everybody, if you flirt with someone, I think you're cheating. Like, people have their own definition. So
and people have their own definitions of adultery as well, because they have a relationship where they are okay with that. Like, they're different. It's not the same relationships that were back in the day, and the same. What is it? The same constructs of what you think a relationship is. Just like families have changed. There are blended families. These are different types of relationships. And people do things how they want to make it work. Some people bring in a third party or go see a therapist that actually helps them with sex. That they actually have sex with to make their marriage better. Is that adultery? Just because you're having sex outside of the person that you're married to. Like, these are different relationships, different standards.
Yeah, because things have evolved. Things have changed over the decades. But I will say, like, how I was taught as a Christian, that once you're married, that's your forever husband and that's your forever wife. God, there's nothing about divorce in the Bible. That's something that man created. So I remember, I'm gonna just say one of my family members was previously married and was coming into the family, getting ready to marry one of our family members, and the church didn't want to marry them at first because it's like, oh, this person was already married. Does that make sense? So it's like, in God's eyes, that's your one and only husband. God doesn't believe in, you can have more than one husband or more than one wife.
But then God's also not going to believe that a woman can marry a woman.
We have evolved. I'm saying, but again, we have evolved.
Why I can't sit here and say that I'm going to, all these stipulations that the church puts on things and that man puts on things, that I can say, yes, I'm going to hold true to that, because if that's the case, then I am a sinner and I'm going to hell. So the church says.
Not at all.
But that's what the church says, though.
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah, that's what the Bible says, because this is man-made. This is how some man interpreted it and translated it to work for them. So I can't really say I'm going to hold everything true in the Bible, because King James translated it. He had his people translate it to benefit him. So I have my own views when it comes down to religion. That's why I don't talk about it, but
yeah, I have my own views too.
I can't say that what they're doing is wrong, because supposedly no one's sin is greater than the next, and everything that we do every day, we're sinning.
Right.
We're doing something that's not as the Bible says in God's eyes, not in his image and in his likeness. But the Bible also says that you're supposed to love everyone, and you're supposed to be accepting and not judgmental.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't want to get into that one.
That's a turn.
That's
another one. That's
it
another
did for
one.
real. It was like it was hitting home. I was about to, my eyes starting to tear up because it's like I dealt with that. I dealt with people preaching the Bible and telling me that I'm wrong. Even my mother, and it hurt me. And you turned around and used something that God implemented for love, that to show love for one another and how we live our life right. And you used it to break me down and tell me that I'm less than. And people turn around and use the Bible how they want to benefit them when it's time for them to condemn other people. And that's not what it's for. But anyway,
overall, in my opinion, Will and Jada, on what my version of marriage is, to me, they don't have what I would consider a real marriage. But at the end of the day, they do what they want. They put out their business, whatever they want to put out, and that's that. At the end of the day,
they should remain private.
Yes,
and that's your opinion. Yes, but I don't judge
private.
I don't judge August Alsina for coming out and saying something about it.
If August never said anything, no one would have known. Everyone would have the rumors.
It's been speculated for years.
Of course, there's been rumors and speculation.
It's been speculated for years.
But for August to completely come out and be like, I had a relationship with Jada. I loved that woman. Now it's just like everyone's like, okay, like I've been thinking about this for like 8 years or whatever. Now it's like, damn, this is Hollywood. This is really Hollywood. But again, before August, if they were partaking in that, it remained private for that X amount of time. And maybe if it was, they had them sign, the contracts or whatever it may be. Maybe she didn't have August sign one because she's like, oh, you know what, it wasn't supposed to be that.
Have you seen the pictures?
Yes, of course. The still Snapchat filters, all that, of course. Yes.
So I don't think it remained.
And
the
hanging out with the kids, hanging out with the kids.
The pictures were not private. Him and her were posting pictures, and it's like,
the
all
kids
right,
too.
But you can post pictures.
With the flower filter. Anybody posting a flower filter with my wife?
Everybody posts flower filter. I don't do the flower filter.
I don't do no filters.
So I don't understand that. I mean, that's a setup in itself. That's catfishing. I've seen some of y'all heifers, especially the ones we be working with, how y'all look on Facebook and in these filters, and how y'all look in real life.
All the shorties that did the girls that did the makeup reviews, but they got a filter on. Girl, I can't see that. What you reviewing? The filter or the makeup?
Exactly.
The cream?
Out here, I just saw one yesterday. I was scrolling past the people you may know. I'm like, heifer, your face is not that skinny. I see you. Yeah, unless she done lost some serious weight, her face ain't that daggone skinny.
Jesus.
Look.
All right. Have you ever had an entanglement?
I won't sip no tea. That was some water, y'all.
Sipping the water. We like how she just set the cup down. Like, okay.
Yes. I feel like everybody has been in one of these positions. August, Jada, or Will. We've all played. I've been in an entanglement.
When we say an entanglement, are we saying that person was married, or is it a relationship? Because I've had
either or.
So me personally, right? I didn't step on marriages. I was like, that's just not me, But the one time I did is a lesbian couple. You know what I'm saying? It was
That's different.
Exactly. So Shorty was like, yo, like she was going through something. They went to a Europe trip. Next thing you know, her wife had hit her and she left. She was like, I'm just going to do Europe by myself. I'm paid for this trip. I'm going to finish it. She basically left and cut her wife off. You know what I'm saying? One thing came back to another. She said, hey, can you take me to the airport? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, bet. She's like, yo, but you have to spend the night though. And I was like, I'm straight. Like I could just stay, where I'm at. She said, okay, whatever. Pulled up to the crib. She showered. One thing led to another. I was like, okay, this is a lesbian couple. So I was like, do I necessarily feel like that was an entanglement, or was it she was just?
It's still an entanglement.
She just needed something. She just needed something.
It's still an entanglement.
She just needed something that I got.
It's still an entanglement. Yes, I have been in an entanglement.
I wasn't expecting that story. I gotta come down.
Oh Lord,
that was a quick one. I can give you the real.
No, we'll talk about that offline. We ain't trying to get there raw.
I'll give you the depths of it.
But yeah, I think I've been in an entanglement. Not a marriage situation that I've been in the midst of, but definitely yeah. Not gonna get into detail about that.
I've done both, and I look back and like, those were mistakes that were made, but I've had entanglements with married men, and I had an entanglement from my last relationship. I definitely had an entanglement like outside of that relationship, and I think my last relationship, I was like done with him, and I was like, you know what, I'm about to just go out and do me, and whenever I decide to leave him or whatever, I'll just leave him. And I will say that entanglement that I had gave me one of the top 5 sex episodes of my life. So he will forever be in the top 5.
Oh Lord,
you know who you are. So yeah, I don't regret that at all. But the other entanglements, again, I was like 19, 20, coming into the military, and but men telling me, I'm beautiful and, dark skin and all this type. So I wasn't really told that like that growing up. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you want something? All right, cool. Let's get it in. So
that adds to it. The diversity adds to it, because you might get looked at in a different region than you would have. And they're like my woman now, like she grew up in California and Utah. She was considered fat and ugly growing up, but once she joined and she got stationed down south, all the southern dudes was like, hey, you thick and beautiful,
right?
Like, hey, we like
bad,
that.
Bad.
If y'all thought that about her out in California, y'all crazy. I ain't going out there.
That's
she
facts.
fine.
She fine.
There you go, Malia. I got you, girl.
And she say, because she says that, especially you from Texas, she says that I'm a chubby chaser.
Think you are.
I mean, it's true though.
He said it's
true.
true.
I ain't no shame. I like him. I like him like that. I can handle that.
So I think with one of my entanglements, so we all knew about each other.
3?
So, yeah.
All 3 knew? Oh.
It was myself, a girl I was dating, and my kid's father. That's actually how I met him. There was an entanglement, and we started messing around on the side because of how she was treating me, whatever. And that's how, got my kids and stuff. But I think that situation, it did get messy. It did, because we weren't all open and honest. Like once things transitioned to, hey, I don't want to be with you no more, I'm going to go ahead and slide over here. We never did that. So, it was people kicking down doors and coming into the house and, late nights fighting and all. It was a mess. So I can't say you can't have an entanglement, but it just, you gotta keep it clean, y'all.
Yeah.
But now, if you had an entanglement, do you feel like those things should remain private? Did you go out and tell the people that didn't know? Would you have told the wives or the husbands or the whatever, hey, I'm messing with your person, or we had this situation, even if it was in the past? Would you have done what August did?
No, grave.
No, because people assumed what it was, and it's like me and the other party never confirmed what happened, so it's like it was always left up to speculation. So it came down to like, we heard you was messing around with so no, we just cool, we just friends like that. And the other person said the same thing, so it was just always an assumption. It always remained private. I never came back and was like, I'm gonna tell your wife, whatever, blah blah blah. I knew what it was going into it. It was just a physical thing for me. One of my entanglements actually turned into a friendship, and he's like one of my best friends now, and we have that understanding, like we had, but we're legit friends. We're best friends now. Like, shoot, he just proposed to his girlfriend. I with my dude, and we're cool. Like, everything's fine. But as far as like going out and telling people about it, I mean, we're talking about it now, but
that's how it should be. But that's just as humans, like, or if you want to say temptations, or as sinners, whatever. It's just human nature to just want to have sex. So like, if you find someone attractive, you have sex, or if you need something that you have sex, why can't you be cool after? You can be cool after.
Yep.
Plenty of that. Like I've had a bunch of friends that are like, we know what I'm saying, we did our thing, and it was like, after that we still cool. I
think it comes down to, and we all seen this in the military, the boat pulls in, and you see your boat boo get off and walk down the pier, or you see shorty. we get off the plane, and you see your boat boo or your deck boo go hug their husband or hug their wife, and then you somehow feeling some kind of way. It's like you've been messing with this person for 6, 7, 8 months, whatever the case may be, and then y'all get home, you're used to hanging out with that person, but now that person is back with their significant other, and it's like, and then you go home by yourself, and you just sitting there, you like, dang, like, I'm kind of, I want some da-da-da-da, but you can't pick up the phone and call that person. You can't text that person. So it gets awkward, but still it should remain private. But there are those people out there that turn salty and want to threaten people and call people out, and then you have those messy entanglements where people get pregnant. Stuff start floating around, STDs and all this stuff.
Yeah. So I've been waiting for us to talk about the topic of open relationship.
But well, first off, what constitutes an entanglement in your opinion? So what do you think an entanglement? What's your definition of an entanglement?
Honestly, I didn't even know that word existed until she said it.
It's just something that she called it. But in hindsight, it was a situationship. Open relationship, that's what it was.
A complicated or compromising relationship or situation.
That it's an entanglement. It is an entanglement. She called it the right thing, y'all. Let's call that word what it is. It's an entanglement. That is the definition right there. Say it again, Jock.
I got you. A complicated or compromising relationship or situation.
Yes, it was an entanglement.
That's what it says. Partner entanglements or romantic entanglement.
It was an
also
entanglement.
Similar words: involvement or complication, a mix-up, an adventure, an affair, a relationship, a love affair, a romance, a fling, a flirtation, an attachment.
Well, shit, we
all done had
80% of this population done had a damn entanglement.
A hanky-panky. That's what it says. It says a hanky-panky on here too.
That's what it was. So there you go. That is what constitutes an entanglement. All of the above.
An undertaking. So yeah, there it is. I just put it out there.
All right, so we already know whose side is on what. So we're not even going to, talk about if you had to pick a side, which side would you pick? We pretty much already talked about that. So situationships, open relationships, and how you pronounce that word?
Polyamorous relationships.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had any of those? So taking the entanglement out of it.
See, I feel like a situationship is you and someone. Basically, it's a friends and benefits situation. You're talking to somebody, y'all are hanging out, y'all have sex, y'all do those things, y'all still cool, y'all still best friends, but you don't know what to call it. Neither one of y'all want to be in a relationship, or you're just kind of just doing your own thing. You're just enjoying the sex aspect of it. I think that's a situationship. Or
you're dating, like you're actively dating more than one person. You're in situationships. You having sex with both of them. You trying to see where you want to be.
And it was never brought up like, will you be my girlfriend or boyfriend or nothing like that.
Never talked about.
It's literally just like, hey, I'm feeling you. I'm just taking it for what it is. If you end up talking to somebody else, it is what it is.
I feel like a situationship is when I see you. When I see you, I see you. When I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
When we together, we together. When we not, we not. That's what I think a situationship is.
Let's look at the definition.
I think there's a difference because he brought up friends with benefits. To me, there's a big difference between friends with benefits and having an F buddy. My version of an F buddy is you schedule a time, they come over, you need something to drink, now we good. All right, you dun. They take a shower or they just put their clothes back on and then they roll out. It's really no, hey, how was your day? What you been up to? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's get in, do what you got to do and get out. Friends with benefits is, occasionally we hang out, we have mutual friends and stuff, but then when it's time for...
When I need it or
you
need
it.
we
get together.
That's the word. It's friends, but you got benefits and extra. Yeah. So situationship says it's a romantic relationship that is undefined or uncommitted.
Yeah, see?
Which is what it is. You're just enjoying what it is.
And you know what's crazy? A lot of people be in situationships and don't even realize it. Because if you've never had that conversation of we're committed, it's just me and you, your ass in a situationship. You're not in a relationship. Because trust me, I talk to my guy friends about this all the time. I'm telling them what you see and what this woman you dealing with see is two different things. Y'all always see things differently. Because in her mind, y'all committed. Y'all about to have babies. You get married. All this stuff. And in your mind, you just trying to get it wet.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
But you have to make and define your situations and relationships. Make sure y'all out there asking for what you want. Make sure you know, hey, are you looking for long-time commitment? Are we committed? Are we monogamous? Is it just me and you? You got to say those things because that shit can come back and bite you in the butt.
Open relationships. Have you guys had any?
No, I can't. I just can't bring myself to do it. But I've come to the idea of if I had like a wife or girlfriend and she kind of wanted to mess around with a woman, I would let her. As far as messing around with a dude, no.
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do it.
Why? The reason I know is because my cousin, like we're very, very close, right? She's only 13 days older than me, and she is she's lesbian. But our conversations, she's like, there's stuff that I can do that you can't do, and the same with her, there's stuff that I can do that she can't do. So, but majority of the time, any woman that has messed around with her ends up being like, I need this. And you mind.
Understand it's because men love on a physical level and women love on an emotional level. And that intimacy that you have with a woman is completely different from the intimacy that you have with a man. And once you get it, it is all mind altering. So you never want to open that door. I feel like some people don't realize it. And yeah, there are some women who just want to have that physical aspect. And there are some women who are lacking more than just physical in their relationship. And when you open that door and you bring somebody else in,
okay,
it could go bad.
You open that up, but I was thinking more of the fact that like there's probably a certain orgasm that woman could give her if that's what she needed that I couldn't give her. Say for instance, like if my woman was like, oh, like I want to figure out how to squirt, but like we couldn't figure it out, but a woman could, obviously, because the woman knows the woman's body. Then it's like you can step out and mess with that. But at that same time, there might be like
that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
but the situation, but like I said earlier, with Shorty, when she was married to her wife, I had something that she needed, that she missed, that she said, she's like, I've missed actual, like, you know what I'm saying, the actual.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
yeah, I understand that.
There are some women that need that and there are some women that don't. So everybody's body is different. Don't think just because it's a woman, she knows a woman's body, because that ain't always the case. I can attest to that. Some women don't know what the hell they doing either. So,
but as far as open relationship with her being with dude, no. Dude's a savage. Dudes don't care. Stuff that you can't do to your woman, he gonna try to do, or he gonna disrespect her.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, for instance, she was giving you oral sex. You're careful with her. You don't push her head down. He's going to be forcefully trying to push her head down and do disrespectful stuff. He probably might break his own condom or come in her. You know what I'm saying? Like now, then you got the situation of a baby. So, no.
Who the baby daddy is.
Exactly. So, as far as that, no.
I've definitely had some situationships. It was mostly on a physical level. An open relationship. I'm too territorial.
Yes.
Like when, like if you're mine, you're mine. Like I'm not sharing you with nobody else. But I did one time, like I was in a relationship and I just met this guy. Me and him clicked, but we didn't click on like a physical or emotional level. We just clicked because it's like, damn, we both the same sign. We got the same personality. Let's just hang out. And then we just hung out all the time, and it was like, damn, is this cheating or like what's going on? But it's like, to me, it's purely innocent because there was no like physical thing, like we was gonna smash anything. Like it was like we just hanging out and having long conversations and whatnot. But it it didn't turn into like a situationship or anything. But
I was vibing.
Yeah. And what's sad is I miss having male friends, because that's all I've had. I want to say throughout my Navy career, I've always had male friends I hang out with and stuff like that. But now that I'm in a serious committed relationship, I think for my boyfriend, he would look at it as being inappropriate, because in a man's eyes, it's like he always thinks that other guy's gonna try something. So it's like I can't have male friends. I can probably sit and chit chat and text or, hey, what's going on with you, talk or whatever. But as far as like hanging out, going out to eat, going out to bars and doing stuff like that, nah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we definitely had
that part of my life is over. So
we had a conversation in the shop, and it was, can men and women be friends?
Absolutely. In my eyes, yes.
So I feel like they can, but it was said that if men and women are friends, one or the other wants more, or in their mind, they're either attracted to that person or they think that they can wear them down over time and get the butt. You remember that conversation? Yeah.
I need to be there. I need to be your.
I've
I
been
need to be in some of these
I've
conversations
been
y'all be having.
I've been in all those situations.
See, and
You
it's
feel me?
crazy because I feel like men and women can be have a friendship and not have more, and not it be that expectation. But I learned when I joined the Navy that just because I think that we're friends, and this dude, no names, oh my gosh, it's MM2. We was at the time I smoked. We was in the smoke pit. We would talk about his wife, but talk about both our daughters. Like they were around the same age. We were talking about colleges. Like we talked about all this stuff. We get ready to pull in port, and this dude like, so you gonna come to my room? What's up? What you mean? You having a hotel party? He's like, no, just me and you. Like he was on some old other stuff, and I'm like, I never talked to him about anything sexual, anything like that. And in his mind, I was being friendly, so that meant more. So yeah, I don't know.
Another thing is, and I'm gonna shoot my shot at y'all men. Y'all run y'all mouth too much.
Yes. Oh.
So
my God.
this is a hypothetical situation. So if me and you was like go out to lunch, we come back from lunch or whatever, pretty much we go our separate ways. Oh, where you come from? Oh, me and AZ1 went to lunch. Oh, what was y'all doing at lunch? Whatever. About next thing you know, not even 30 minutes, maybe to an hour, there's rumors going around that me and you messing around, or we got something going on because we just went to lunch, and it's like it's really no one's business. See, I agree with you. It's no one's business.
Exactly. It's nobody's business.
But it's always going to be perceived as, oh, they're messing around. People say perception is reality. I don't agree with that all the time. Perception is not reality. But if a man and a woman go out to lunch or you see them hanging out and they're legit just friends, it's always perceived as it being something more. But I think it's 50-50. I think men could sometimes catch feelings or want to get it in with that female and the woman doesn't, or the woman starts to catch feelings and the guy's like, hey, look, like, hold on, like I just want to be friends. Like you just cool to kick it with, and just let that be that.
So
I think it's 50-50. We're both equally, responsible for that. So
in every single one of those. But you have attractive friends and go out and they can be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a beautiful friend. I definitely have attractive friends. And it's nothing. Go out, is what it is. Get a couple drinks. You go home.
More attractive than your girlfriend?
Definitely have. But my eyes, my baby number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me put that out there.
Because in my eyes, my baby is number one. My baby is the baddest in all the land. She is bad. She's beautiful. But I definitely do have attractive friends. So even before I had talked to her, I've definitely had friends that I found more attractive. But once her and I start talking and get to a situation, and obviously she becomes my girl, she's the baddest. She's number one. She should probably be the only person I follow on Instagram or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like on some Kanye stuff.
One follower. I only follow one person.
I only follow one person. She's the baddest.
Oh,
are we born to be? I know, right? Oh, tugging my heartstrings. Are we born to be monogamous? No.
I think it's like people say that all the time, that we are not meant to be monogamous. That's why women have so many eggs. That's why men have so many sperm, that we supposed to populate and procreate and as much as we can. And there are some cultures that have multiple wives, and
that's that one. We didn't touch that.
Yeah, we are gonna touch on polyamorous relationships.
I don't know how to say that word, so
polyamorous.
Well, so I don't necessarily think that we are born to be monogamous. I think that we go out and we seek that special person, that person that we connect with and we bond with on a deeper level, somebody that complements us. And once you find that, there's no need or no desire to go out there and look for more.
I agree. I don't think we're born to be monogamous. I mean, I really don't have anything to add. Like, people are gonna. That's why, if we were born to be monogamous, then we wouldn't have things. What is it? What they call the 7 deadly sins, lust, and we wouldn't have things like temptation and stuff like that. So, were we meant to be? Maybe. Were we born to be? No.
Yeah.
Should we be? Yes. But are we? No.
Anyway, so polyamorous relationships. So polyamorous, more like, okay, 3 people and all 3 of those people are having a relationship among themselves.
Negative. Nope. I ain't sharing my dude with nobody. Sorry.
Yeah, or you have one male who has 3 wives.
Nope.
Yeah, sister wives.
Sister wives.
Nope. Greedy.
Like
being greedy.
What's like that dude off of Waco.
Yeah. So there are a lot of people that in their culture, that's what they're supposed to do. Like that's how they live. Like I can't see. Actually, I was talking to one of our first classes at work, and he said back where he's from, they have more than one wife.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
It's acceptable. I'm quite sure everybody does. We already.
Well, where's that? I need to move there.
But I feel like that's a lot of work. Like you said, that shit. Like, number one, women, we just unstable and emotional and all that, and it's hard enough dealing with one person, let alone dealing with 5 and all of them coming at you. But some people make it work. You know, they make, hey, I have this wife on this day, this wife on that day, whatever. And if you ever watch Judge Lynn Toler, there is an actual Poly Pete. Go on YouTube and look up Poly Pete, and this dude will come up there, and it's an African American man, and he has multiple wives, and the concept was mind blowing. All the wives had their own business. He had his own business, and they worked together. Like they if they weren't so jealous and all that, they really could have built the empire. But
D. Ray Davis is in that.
Oh yeah, he is. He got 3 girlfriends. 2?
He has 2.
Oh yeah,
well,
he did talk about
that.
He did
another, but he has 2.
Yeah, he did talk about that.
He take care of both of them.
He said it works.
He says it works. He's like, nah, I can do what I want. Obviously, I get the most money in the relationship in the house. So he's like, they get taken care of. They can't tell me nothing. And
they probably take care of each other. They have that bond. Like
they probably do it all together.
Yeah, or they do it. They have when he's not there, they're together. They click that way. It all works.
Yeah, that's not for me. I don't like sharing. What's mine is mine, and it's staying mine.
Yeah, I can't. I can't see.
I wish the beep you would.
Yeah, I can't see that.
All right, folks. So this has been our episode on entanglements.
Okay.
Whew. Oh, I do got one question we did not talk about. So with the August and Jada situation, like, which side do you take?
Man, you didn't hear me skip that earlier?
No, I don't want you to skip that.
Y'all already know whose side I'm on.
So you on August side?
I'm on August side simply because I'm not going to judge him for coming out and telling his truth. Yes, it involves someone else, but he's telling his truth. Whether we don't have proof saying he's lying or not, but I'm not going to judge him for coming out and talking about something that he wants to talk about. He's a grown-ass man. At the end of the day, yes, I do believe that the entanglement should have stayed private, but I don't fault him for coming out and speaking on it. I don't like the way Jada came out at first, denied it, then try to turn around and say, oh, well, yeah, we did have a little something. Like, just tell the truth from the get-go. Now you look guilty. You look like you had something to hide. I know it's uncomfortable for you to talk about, but at the end of the day, you didn't have to say anything. You could have just let him talk at the end of the day. So that's how I feel. Yes, I'm on August side. Maybe because I'm a little biased because I've been listening to August since he first came out. I love his music. He's dope. But, yeah, that's my end all be all.
Jock, whose side you take?
You petty as shit.
I ain't say nothing. I just said
I get
everything.
I get it, but as far as it should have been, what it should have been, I might rock with Jada.
All right.
Just because she said it was what it was. It was an entanglement. It probably shouldn't have been in that situation because she is married and everything. But him being as single as he is, he should have left it at what it was. You can't expect to take a whole entire home from a woman that's been invested in a man for 25 years.
I don't think that was his intent, but okay.
And I'm pretty sure it wasn't an intent to have an entanglement. Like I said, she had contacts that helped him out, and next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, hanky panky. Like I said on the definition,
little fling, pretty much.
Yeah, you know.
Shamara, whose side are you on, ma'am?
Well, I take Will's side. I'm behind you 100%, Will. You stood by your woman. Forget what everybody else saying, what everybody else think. You right there with her. You rocking with her. And
well,
I love that.
I didn't know we get to choose Will. We said August and Jada.
It's an entanglement. They all entangled. I just said the August and Jada situation.
Well, I was going to say Will.
Oh, well, there we go.
She want to be all different and shit.
I was going to say Will. I thought we had to pick between August and Jada, but if not, I was going to say Will.
I'm with the innocent party in this. Number one, he ain't got nothing to do with that, but he could have been like, "Nah, forget you. I ain't gonna talk about it. You know, oh man, you done messed up. I don't want to deal with you right now."
He handled it like a man.
He handled it like a grown ass man. Like August should have.
But he was done with her.
All right, y'all. This has been another episode of Raw Sessions.
Agree to disagree. Yep. You know.
Hey, that's what friends do. We gonna still go out. You know,
hit up these stores. Yep, we gonna get it in
after we can. After COVID-19, that's what we gonna do.
We hitting these streets
when we off restriction.
We hitting these streets. We going to Cabo. We doing vacations.
Right.
We getting tan. We're trying to be butt naked on an island somewhere. We doing it.
I ain't trying to be butt naked. Now, I gotta get the body right. But y'all, thank you for joining us, y'all. We appreciate it. We
love being here.
Love when you're here. Have good feedback from everybody when they hear you up here. So, again, y'all, check us out on YouTube and Spotify at Raw Sessions. And you can also email us at rawsessions.sc@gmail.com. All right, I think that's it. We out.
All right, our next episode is going to be on jealousy. Y'all, make sure y'all get ready for that. All right, y'all, this has been Raw Sessions.